Yeah, but so anyway, the Frankfurt School, founded in Germany in 1923, created critical theory. And when Nazis took over, those professors, all being communists, most also being Jewish, fled to the United States and were resettled by none other than John Dewey, the so-called father of public education, who was at that time the chairman of the National Education Association, a very much pro-Soviet guy who liked the Soviet model of education, had been to the Soviet Union many times. Anyway, he placed them in Columbia Teachers College. So that Columbia Teachers College became the location for the Frankfurt School, and that's where the critical theory really took off. And it's estimated that something like 60% of college and university professors received their training or were influenced indirectly or directly by the Frankfurt School teachings at Columbia. And then also there was Dewey also created the New School for Social Research, take off on the original one, and that's at New York University, and that still operates at New York University. And if you'll read about it, they brag about their Frankfurt School roots. And in fact, it's amazing if you go to, for example, let's see, what is it? The Berkeley Divinity College. Berkeley College of Divinity brags that it has a Frankfurt School influence.
Wow.
Think about that. This is a school of religious teaching being taught communism. And you know, if you recall when, remember when Alan Keyes was arrested along with Norma McCorvey when they protested Obama speaking at Notre Dame University, because Obama was an overt pro-abortion guy, and Notre Dame is, you know, the Catholic college, the #1 Catholic college, and people were outraged that a Catholic college would sponsor him to speak. And Alan Keyes and Norma McCorvey, you know, who was Roe in Roe versus Wade, were arrested for protesting. And I looked into that, and I actually wrote an article about it. And I found out, that's when I found out that the chancellor of the university, who was a Catholic priest, had learned at the Berkeley School of Divinity. And not only that, there were people on the board. There was one guy on the board of directors of Notre Dame who believed that Chinese communism was the way our country, it was a better system than ours, and that's the way our country should be run. This is at the #1 Catholic university in the country. So even then, they've been infiltrated and penetrated and taken over. So those organizations no longer serve the purpose for which they were intended. They've been completely subverted. But so the Frankfurt School pushed critical theory. And then, of course, Derek Bell, who was Obama's favorite Harvard professor, took critical theory one more step and created critical race theory. And if you look it up, there are dozens of different critical theories for different elements of society today. There's one on education. There are numerous critical theories, and that it's just, the idea is to take a divisive agenda and then splice it into 1,000 pieces. So each one of those becomes a separate agenda that attacks one certain aspect or element of our culture to divide and conquer us in each one of those separately. And that's what critical race theory was designed to do.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and folks, critical theory, as Jim just explained, is not new. You know,